Yeah.
You want to like him, but you can't.
Are you listening?
What?
Are you listening?
Did you bring me on this show to insult me?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all don't want it with us, man. You straight gangsters over here,
Straight
man.
gangsters. All right, it is Wednesday night, and we are the Scout Team. We are back, and we are beardier than ever because I am one of your gracious hosts.
You are the most egotistical, self-deluded person I have ever met.
The Loudbeard, that is right. Sitting right across from me is the one and only, the man that vanishes and disappears after Florida State loses.
Hey, I'm just here so I won't
I didn't
get
vanish.
fined.
I was
I'm just
here.
so I won't get fined.
I've always been standing in the paint, baby. All right? Don't get quirky, bro. It's
Hey,
over.
you know, I know it's going to be a good night because you got the 16-ounce PBR, ice cold, sitting right in front of you, so I know it is going to be an amazing night.
Hell yeah.
And Anthony, is there another guy in the room that smells funny?
Yeah, swamp meat.
Yes, Chris America wearing your CK Swamp cologne tonight, bringing you all the hottest of hot sports takes on 12 Ounce Sports Radio. We are live 7:30 to 9 every Wednesday night. Scout Team After Dark. What's up, fellas?
Dark.
Scout Team After Dark. Hey, did you see
Hey,
that?
when the time changes, will we still be Scout Team After Dark?
We'll be before
It'll be
dark.
like super dark.
Ooh, super
That's
dark.
right.
That's
yeah.
right.
Fall back.
Because right now it's still kind of light outside.
Yeah.
But when we fall back, if we fall back, now don't forget, Florida passed the law to stay on
dude,
this
they
time.
did.
So
That was so stupid. Why would come on?
it's dumb.
It's the stupid.
And I'm gonna be
thing
I'm gonna be so mad when the Lakers play the Golden State Warriors and the game doesn't start till 11:30 at night.
Good God.
Yeah, that's a
horrible.
dumb law.
Yeah.
Now, you were talking about the Swamp CK. I saw this news article. I almost didn't believe it, but I was able to get it confirmed. There was like a truckload of Axe body spray that had like overturned, and people were cleaning up Axe all over the road. And I mean, it was like a true story. Like there was an Axe explosion on the road. All the cans of Axe were blown up all over the freeway. They had to shut down a highway for hours for the cleanup.
I heard all the bros from CrossFit were suddenly attracted to that area.
Lift, spot me, bro.
Spot me, bro. Do you do CrossFit, bro?
Wow.
That's you, Anthony. That's my impression of you.
That's a horrible impression of me. Just saying.
All right, so let's get to it. Anthony did not disappear. He stuck around for
I'm
all
here.
the excuses about new offense, and they don't have the speed to
Dude,
run
I'm
the
here.
speed option.
I'm here.
What is with the excuses, man?
It's not an excuse. It's the truth. You saw it.
I saw them get whooped.
You saw our offensive line look like they were
A
just
hot, wet, vomited paper
and
bag.
Cam Akers, we all know Cam Akers is a pretty decent back.
No, he's good.
He just looked horrible, but we all know he's
one
not
or
horrible.
two really good runs. And
No, he only had one.
Yeah, one.
So his final stat was he had like a
85
88 yard.
yeah.
He had 88 total yards, and like 84 of them was on
that
one
play,
carry.
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
So we know Cam Akers is a good back. We know our offensive line is stacked. We just can't run that offense that he's throwing out there right now. I equate this not only to football but like to management. When you come in and you see a new company, you don't immediately start changing everything. You kind of grow with it. You kind of change stuff slowly. Taggart tried to change everything right away, and I said he had questions to answers. Those didn't get answered the way we wanted them to.
So after this week, what is your prognosis on the season?
Taggart is not a proud man. I mean, every coach. No.
He's not very proud.
No, every coach
It came out wrong. I get it.
Every coach has their swagger, but he's not that proud the way he's going to say, "All right, I'm just going to keep doing what we're doing, and we're going to continue to lose games." He will switch it up. He will play to the players' strengths. I know he will. I know he can. He has done it before. We'll be okay. Are we going to – I mean, we're still going to beat Florida. I think we still – I seen enough to still beat Miami. Now, even though we didn't run the ball well, we still had some passes out there that were pretty good. Before halftime, we still had 200-plus yards.
Yeah, when
You know?
when he had time to throw the ball,
We were
Francois
good.
was good.
Yeah.
He threw the ball fairly well, especially down deep when they didn't bring the pressure. It was when Virginia Tech decided to blitz and bring the pressure, they had no answer for him.
We couldn't block 3 guys. I think they had a 3-man rush and he got sacked. Seriously. Like, give us time. Give us. I mean, we still beat Florida. Sorry. I think we still beat Miami. I've seen enough that we still beat Miami. We got the talent to beat them.
Miami versus Florida State, the way they look this weekend looks like a 6-3 slop fest.
It looks like a defense.
Both defenses, both defenses look really good. Even though LSU scored 33 points, a lot of that 33 points came from Miami not being able to do anything on offense. They had a lot of 3 and outs. I'm talking about Miami versus LSU. LSU scored 33 points. Miami's defense looked fairly decent when
they looked good.
when they had opportunities to look decent. But there was a lot of interceptions. There was a lot of sloppy play. There was a lot of 3 and outs by Miami.
Yep.
And I don't care who you are.
You can't win like
If
that.
your defense is out there all the time, you're going to get tired and you're going to give up points.
Same thing that happened in Florida State.
So
our last 3 quarters were freaking awesome. You know
the first two drives
were horrible.
were horrible. They
But
just
then after that, they
once they settled down
and
and
played ball.
they played well.
Yeah, so we'll be fine. We'll still beat some teams. We'll still.
So
win some
we're thinking
games.
like 6-6.
We might be 5. We might be over. We might be a little bit over.
So
500.
7-5.
Yeah, we might be over 500.
All right.
I'm not totally discrediting Florida State yet. This is just the first game of the season. I know losing to a top 25 team like Virginia Tech, that hurts. They're another ACC team. It hurts. But what we saw out of Florida State is, one, if they would have made a little bit better decision making, that touchdown when they ran up and they were playing like, let's hurry up and get the play off before the refs figure out that it was actually a touchdown.
Yeah.
And then there was a penalty, and the refs could still review it.
And we still ran
take
it.
a timeout.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at this. If you can score, make it a score, and they just don't get any points off of that because that's when Aguayo misses the field goal, if I remember correctly.
And that's from an inexperienced coaching staff. I mean, Willie Taggart isn't an old coach. He hasn't been doing this for a long time. I like him. I think he's very inventive. I think he's going to be one of the great coaches in the next couple of years. But his staff is young. He's young. I mean, he was trying to rush it. The whole game, you could tell he was eager to get that first touchdown. Like when Cam broke that 80-yarder, we were just like, dude,
let's
get
run
in
down
the
there
zone.
and
Get in the end zone.
And how do you not score there?
He got fancy
How
with
do
it.
you not score there?
He got fancy in it, and it cost us a touchdown. And I think that was just him just eager to get down there. So hopefully he's got all those jitters out too, because I think he's calling the plays on offense, and I don't think he really should. You know, I've never been a fan of head coaches calling offensive plays.
I don't know, man. There was some good stuff coming out of this game. You can't totally just say, okay, this was bad. There was some good stuff. So you got to be optimistic. 7-5. I think that's actually giving
decent.
them not as much credit as they deserve. I would say 8-4 is realistic. Now, you do have a tough schedule ahead of you. You're playing a very difficult schedule, so you could easily have 4 losses, no problem. I think 5 losses is saying a little much. That's as long as Willie doesn't lose the locker room. We saw what happened with Jimbo last year. He lost the locker room, the confidence was down, and all of a sudden they lose to a team like Boston College. So this is what they need to do, is they need to keep their heads up, keep their chins up, get their confidence. Willie T needs to do his Willie T motivational speeches like he's been doing and get these guys going. Now, on a side note, Willie T, there's an article out there that says he was out there suggesting that Virginia Tech was faking injuries to slow down the pace of the game.
I don't think
How do you feel about
I don't think
this?
that was Willie T saying that. Was that Willie T saying that? Or was that maybe somebody, an extension of him, a fan?
Well, Eston McLaren from The Score writes, the headline says, FSU's Taggart suggests Virginia Tech faked injuries to slow tempo.
I gotta see that on video, but I will say,
Are you pulling like a Donald Trump fake news?
yes, I gotta see that on. I gotta see Willie say that on video, cause our offense just stunk up the field. And if he's that naive, like, okay, hold on. But I will say, there was a lot of injuries from Virginia Tech when we got going.
There was sort of an excessive amount, but this happens every September, especially week 1 in the South, is you get cramps, especially when you get these boys from Virginia and Ohio and all these cold states that have like one heat wave a year.
Yeah, yeah.
They're not used to what we have down here in Florida, down in the swamps of Florida.
I will give you that. I will give you that. But man, it seemed to only happen on offense. It only happened after like big drives, the big plays.
Yeah, well,
I'm just saying.
and I know the
That's
refs,
not unfounded.
the announcers were going on and on like this should be illegal. I'm like, how are you going to police this?
Yeah, how you can't police
can't
it?
police it.
Like
Just
if
get over it.
If a kid is hurt, obviously you gotta be 100%. You gotta make sure he's not hurt. But I'm gonna be honest with you. After big plays, only on offense, they were an excessive amount of Virginia Tech players on the ground.
So
with the exception of the ones that the guys bumped head.
Oh, and then you guys were booing. Like the fans were booing.
I think at that point people
was
were
a bad
pissed
look
off.
for Florida
You know what I'm
State.
saying?
So they were. I can understand the initial booing, but then when they saw the replay and then they saw them get up and they started walking off and they were still booing, I'm like,
that wasn't classy.
come on. I'm not saying that that's just FSU fans. FSU fans aren't anything unique when it comes to
all
that.
the same.
All fans are like that.
Yeah.
So,
So here, this is exactly what Willie Taggart said. So he was asked during a conference call if he felt that these injuries were intentional. His verbatim words were, "It happened too often, so it's hard not to." So he does believe they were intentional. So that was Willie T. That's coming straight from the coach. When you lose, though, you get frustrated.
Yeah,
so
you get frustrated.
You want to blame everything. You want to blame you want to
blame that offensive line.
Well, yeah. Well, for the players, I would say that the next practice was probably not very pretty.
It was offensive line.
Oh boy, we're gonna do push-ups. We're gonna run laps.
stadiums.
We're gonna rush 10
do it
people
all,
at
man.
5. We're gonna rush 10 people
I don't
at
even
5
want them
all
to
day
do that.
long.
Your job is just to practice on the blocking dummy, on the blocking sled.
No.
That's all you're doing.
No. You're
2 hours
We're gonna
long.
line up 5 or 6, and I'm gonna rush 10 at you, and you're gonna block. You're gonna block. You're gonna have to block. Serious. That was, even though the speed option is something that Florida State has traditionally never ran. Jimbo didn't even touch it. We should be able to block that a little bit better than what we did.
And it wasn't even just on the speed options. I mean, these were just on
the
simple
pass
shotgun
plays.
passes.
It was horrible. I'm like,
the
good
left
God,
tackle was
bruh.
just getting abused.
It was hard to
And-
watch.
They took
And
their
this
lunch
isn't
money.
even, you can't even attribute this to Willie Taggart. This has been a problem with FSU for at least 3 seasons because
I'll give you that.
Francois was abused 2
he was
years
hurt.
ago.
Yeah, he was,
That's what
he
she
was
said.
ill.
Yeah. He was abused in the Alabama game, and
Yes,
that's
he
why he
was.
ended up getting injured.
Yep.
And then
Blackman got abused last year.
the biggest thing about his coaching that really stuck out to me was that what's his name? Francois was still in the game with less than 2 minutes to go, and you're down by 20, 21 points.
Yeah, you don't want to risk another injury.
You got your quarterback getting his ass beat all night long. Why is he still in the game when you're not going to be able to win?
And I have questions about him too. Like, was he actually ready?
I don't know,
Francois?
man.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's ready.
I don't-
He didn't seem like he had
Did
that
he
same
seem
killer
timid?
instinct he had 2 years ago.
Even though he didn't run a lot when he ran, he was phenomenal when he ran. Like that one sack play when he tripped over the offensive lineman, I was like, whoa, like, bruh, like, really? How did that happen? And then it was one play that he ran out of bounds or something. I was like, man, that just doesn't seem like the old Francois. But I will tell you this. It was good to see him back there. I hope he's ready, and I hope Blackman is taking snaps.
Now, I have one thing to say about Francois, and this is really all I just want to say.
I don't want to hear your excuses.
That's all I got, man. That is all I got.
All right, as much as I love talking about Florida State, well, let's move on. We've spent way too much time talking about that garbage trash football
you
program.
son of a monkey.
Let's talk about this coming up week, and the game of the week has to be Clemson facing off with Jimbo Fisher. Jimbo tried to run away from the ACC, but he ran into a team that scheduled Clemson week 1. Texas A&M is hosting Clemson this week. I'm excited about this game. Maybe I'm a little too excited.
This is the game of the week.
And it could be the most disappointing game of the week, too. Clemson could roll in there and just...
Well,
because Texas A&M's not even ranked.
yeah.
And Jimbo Fisher just got there, 8 months ago?
Yeah.
So...
This could be an either very exciting game or, like you said, like a snooze fest. Like by halftime, we're just sitting there looking like, why are we watching this?
I don't think that Texas A&M has the firepower to hang with Clemson. I think this is going to be a blowout. At halftime, it'll be like 24-3, and we're going to say it's not worth watching. And by the end of the game, it's going to be 50-14 or 56-14. I really don't believe in Texas A&M. I don't know that Jimbo's done enough in that short bit of time that he's been there to really catapult this program into being somebody that can hang with a juggernaut like Clemson. Now, that's because I'm giving Clemson a ton of credit. Clemson, top 3 right now. They haven't faced any real opponent yet, so we haven't seen them tested. But based on historical evidence between a coaching staff that is led by the man, Dabo Swinney, and the talent that they bring back from last year, with Kelly Bryant at the helm, I just don't see that team could be just mediocre. There's just no way that they have to be mediocre for Texas A&M to have a chance. They're going to be great.
I have questions on their defense, but I don't think Jimbo's offense is going to expose any of those. So, yeah, we're good. I think it's going to be a beatdown to you.
So
what about you, Chris America?
I see it being close. The first maybe 2 quarters. Maybe even 2.5 quarters, kind of like what West Virginia versus Tennessee was.
Ooh.
But then eventually,
yeah, that got bad.
Eventually, the talent level, the talent difference outweighs itself, and Clemson just opens it up and just takes off.
Or maybe the coaching level. I'm not gonna diss him. I'm not gonna diss
Who, Jimbo?
You can't diss a guy that.
I'm not gonna.
You can't diss a guy that
you
10 minutes ago you were like defending.
Yeah, he was
so hardcore.
Yes, he's the greatest ever.
I didn't say he was the greatest. I say he was a good.
You
coach.
said he's the best coach I've ever seen in my life. He makes Bobby Bowden look like a troll.
I did not say that at all. I'm not gonna diss Jimbo. I'm gonna say that he might be in over his head in the SEC.
See, I've never talked ill of Scott Frost. I said, Scott Frost, I wish he would have stayed at UCF, but he goes to Nebraska. I wish him the best at Nebraska. I hope he has a great season at Nebraska. I wish a coach that did such great things at Florida State, I wish you would give him the respect he deserves.
I give him respect. I'm not going to diss him, but on the other hand, I'm not going to go with the Scott Frost thing either. I have no affiliation to UCF, so I'm going to say it. Scott Frost is going to fail at Nebraska.
I will say that our fans were excited to have you out at our UCF
Yeah.
party. All of the UCF fans that were out there were really enjoying getting heckled as they walked up wearing their national championship shirts. I thought that was fantastic. I will say that I had some friends and family that listened back to the show, and the only comment I really received about our pregame show is, man, Anthony was hilarious. I said he was drunk off his ass. Of course he was hilarious.
I wasn't drunk.
He wasn't even he was belligerent before he even walked up. I didn't even know. I was like, Anthony, are you okay, man?
You get a couple of fuzzy navels and Anthony Mack.
I think that was a peach Bellini.
Dude,
he had a bottomless peach Bellinis.
Those are Russian mules or whatever they were. I don't know.
The Moscow Mule.
I don't know what it was. Those things are strong, but those are after. I didn't drink. That was good.
I didn't drink, but the Moscow Mules, what else do they have? Moonshine.
Yeah.
They had some flavored moonshine.
They put the mules
beers.
in the moonshine.
Man.
Yeah, it was good.
That was some good.
Yeah, it was a good day.
So your affiliation with UCF is that you have the best time ever when you get drunk and make fun of UCF fans.
Yeah, kind of. It was fun. We should do it again.
Well, we probably will next
swear
time.
to God, I'll pistol whip the next guy that says shenanigans.
Yeah.
Shenanigans.
Well, let's move on to the only top 25 matchup this weekend. I'm looking at the schedule for this week. This weekend sucks.
We say that every year.
Sucks.
We say that every year, but we're gonna find a game that's gonna be like, ooh, did you see that? Watch, it's gonna happen.
Maybe Ball State can upset Notre Dame. Doubtful. Rutgers against Ohio State. William and Mary versus Virginia Tech. Stop me when I say something that makes you think.
Okay, gotcha.
A matchup that should have been big, maybe in 3 years it can be, would be UCLA at Oklahoma, but UCLA lost to Cincinnati. That ain't happening.
Dude,
Oklahoma's just gonna.
Did you dodge a bullet?
We'll see. It's early.
I believe in Chip.
You want to
believe in Chip? I want him to do well, but
I don't believe
I
in
was
Chip,
disappointed
But
at their
you guys
first
want
game.
to talk about difference in style? There is a huge difference between the West Coast offense that UCLA was running the last 3 or 4 years and the power option that Chip Kelly runs. There is nobody on that roster that could run that type of system. He's gonna need
Then
a
why did he
Mariota
go
type,
there?
because they paid him lots of money.
It was on the beach.
He could have gone to Florida and had the
He
talent.
could have
he
gone to
needed.
Florida.
That's what I'm
UCLA's
saying.
on the beach,
he had
though.
other options out there, and Florida would have been a great option.
Because
Honestly,
UCLA will give him 3 or 4 years. Florida might not.
Florida give him 2.5.
Yeah,
true.
especially if you start sleeping with sharks.
Ooh.
Hey, this is a good game. Michigan, Western Michigan at Michigan. That's going to be a good game.
No, Michigan will get it together and they'll roll over.
You
Yeah.
think so? Western
Yeah.
Michigan was undefeated, 2 years ago?
Just like FSU is able to get it together, I think Michigan is another team that has a big loss week 1, pulls it together, and actually has a good rest of the season. I don't think they're going to be great, but I do think they can have a good season. Again, 8-4. That's not good for Michigan standards, but I think that would be a successful
Harbaugh's
season.
gone after this year. Have Tabs Go Blue and Jennifer Jordan said anything about this?
I mean, they're still on
They're
Team
still,
Harbaugh.
They're still Team Harbaugh?
Tabs more than Miss America.
She's ready.
She's not ready. She's getting there.
She's getting.
She's already said if they lose to Ohio State, she don't want nothing to do with them.
They're gonna lose against Ohio State.
So you want to hear
Did
the
you see what
kiss of
Ohio
death?
State did, bro?
They won.
I mean, it's against one of the
I
worst
get it.
FBS
I
teams.
get it, but man,
They're right
like,
there with Kansas, man. Oregon State. They're awful.
Yeah, they're bad. So
They give Power 5 a bad name.
you want to hear the kiss of death that the Michigan president gave to Jim Harbaugh?
What's that?
He went out on the media and he said, Harbaugh is not on the hot seat.
Oh, that means he's on the hot seat.
Yes,
That
it
means
does.
he's on the hot seat.
Like, if you have to tell us that he's not on the hot
That
seat,
means he is.
usually coaches are gone the next week when the president
Nah.
of the university comes out and says that.
He's not going to be
That
gone.
is not good.
He's not going to be gone next week because there's not a lot out there. There's not a lot.
No, they're not gonna fire him.
You can't, not,
If
not
it's an
2 games
early,
in the
if it's an
season.
early firing, it'd be more like middle of October to
Yeah.
end of October. So let's get
Not
to
yet.
the top 25 matchup: Georgia at South Carolina. I don't have any faith in Will Muschamp. You all know my feelings on Will Muschamp. Georgia rolls South Carolina.
Georgia rolls him hard. Knock him right out the top 25.
Let's not completely discredit South Carolina. I do
Why?
think Georgia is going to get the win, but there is an outside chance that South Carolina shows up for this game.
What?
South Carolina's got more talent than you're giving them credit.
Gee.
Will Muschamp has developed over the past few years. He's getting better
Developed
and
what?
better. He's developing. He's growing into a better coach. He's developed into a C cup when he used to be a B cup. And now I think that
I wasn't going to say it.
he
a
will.
solid C cup.
I mean,
Like,
that might,
definitely a handful.
that
now.
might be a C and a half, man. That's a nice cup. He's growing, man. He's growing. He's developing.
Now, for full transparency for our fans, South Carolina is Loudbeard's team-in-law.
Yeah, it is my
Team-in-law.
team-in-law. My wife is a South Carolina Gamecocks supporter. That means that by marriage, I am a South Carolina Gamecocks supporter. So go Cox. You are going to go out there and represent. Give Georgia hell. Let's see what we can do. Win one for the Gipper.
Loudbeard.
Do whatever we got to do. Wait, the old ball coach.
He's trying not to sleep on the sofa.
The old
tonight.
ball coach. He would be there right now supporting you too.
Are the Cox going to play hard?
That's what she said.
Do you think the Cox can provide stiff competition?
That's what she said.
Or do you think the Cox are going to go limp?
That's what she said.
That segment was brought to you by the Magical Blue Pill. When your cock needs some hard competition, take the Magical Blue Pill.
Holy crap.
For him.
For him. This is Scout Team After
Dude,
Dark, yo.
After dark.
What? This
Hell
is the
yeah.
difference between the morning show and the night show.
Yeah, we cut loose.
And once Anthony gets into his second PBR 16-ounce ice cold, that's when you know things are going to escalate. They're going to escalate quickly, and then we're going to really have some
I'm
fun.
not going to drink too.
I found a sneaky good game this weekend that I might. I can't watch it because I'm going to be at work. It's going to be on at noon. I don't know if it's on TV, but Mississippi State at Kansas State could be a sneaky good game. These are always just. They're not your elite football programs, but they're football programs that are solid. They can always sneak out a win here and there when they're not supposed to. They're well-coached teams. I like this matchup between Kansas State and Mississippi State.
K-State always brings it, man. They're always a better than average team.
Yeah.
And sometimes they sneak into that top 25. We'll see what they have this year, but I like K-State. That's a great program. Snyder was the coach there forever, and they're always in the mix, man.
What Snyder is able to do in the state of Kansas.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I mean, we know what the other school looks like in the state of Kansas, right? It's like one of the worst college football programs.
Man, they're ballers,
of all
though. They
time.
can hoop like you wouldn't believe.
Oh, basketball.
Yeah, they're good.
They're all good in
Man.
basketball, but football.
Oh, you're talking football? Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
So
No.
Snyder, to me, I think he's one of the greatest of all time.
Wow.
Just for the fact that you can win.
I second that.
You can win 7 to 10 games on average a year with Kansas talent. That says a lot.
I remember playing like
60% of the
NCAA
time,
football on the PlayStation.
time.
Yeah.
I played with Kansas.
I did too.
I used to play with Kansas.
Played in
all
the
time.
Little Apple in Little Manhattan, Kansas.
Yeah, I used to play with Kansas all the time. Hey, another good game. Oklahoma at UCLA.
We already talked about it.
Man,
talked about that
you need another beer, bro.
I do.
We were talking about Chip Kelly. Did I dodge a bullet?
Oh, that, yeah.
That's not going to be a good game.
I think
Cincinnati beat
it'll
them.
be all right.
Cincinnati beat them.
No, I think it'll be all right.
I mean, no. I don't think so.
Oklahoma
Loudbeard's getting a beer.
Oklahoma looked really good.
Beer time.
Looked really good last week. So, I don't know. We'll
Which
see.
means that nobody else talks.
Oh, come on.
I'm going to
Like,
set
you don't wanna
something up
talk?
here real quick. Where's the thing at, man?
What are we talking about? These
All right,
guys
can
are
I
fumbling
hook my
around.
phone up, please?
Hook your phone
Yeah,
up.
to the thing?
Just talk.
All right, I'm going to talk a little bit about we played this morning. I want to play it again for all the fans that couldn't get up early enough or missed the show. Since we're on college football, and then maybe we can move on to other topics for this evening. We also have coming up at 8:15. We'll jump back into college football with Girls Beer Sports host Carrie. We're going to talk a little Florida versus Kentucky. Maybe she can give us a little take on college football this weekend and everything else.
She wants to go there.
Also,
last year it was horrible.
Yeah. Also, the tweet of the night, tweet of the week. While we were talking about that Axe spray car accident or whatever, producer man of RSG over there at Rehab Sports Guys tweeted out, "So was it an accident?" And then Kyle, I'll take a big wave, Kona. Thank you, sir. And then we got villain of RSG. He says South Carolina going to stay in the game with Jake Bentley and Debo Samuel.
Debo. With a name like Debo, they're always in the game, right?
With a name like Debo, it's a name you can trust.
Hey, did you see the one meme I posted with Debo taking the chain from the Miami player, bro?
I did. I saw that.
Dude, that was awesome. That was hilarious. Hey, I got paid back for that, man. They came back hard at me when FSU lost.
I mean, what did you expect? You had like 15 anti-Miami posts Monday throughout the whole day, man. So, all right, here's Mike Leach talking about what he did to prepare his team for a high-altitude game. Oops, went too far.
Seasonal.
Fast forward, rewind.
Strength and conditioning staff for this game, considering a lot of people coming in this game talked about the altitude, and you guys are playing at 7,000 plus feet and thought you might struggle, but the way you guys played in the second half, it looks like there was no problems with that.
Well, we strategically have seasonal forest fires as we prepare for the season in the event that we do find ourselves in altitude. And I really believe that our oxygen was more diminished by the smoke in the air with those forest fires. And so I thought it was great training for us to come up here. And so I think God smiled on us with the forest fires, and it worked out very much according to plan today. And the other thing is and I'm from the state. We used to talk about elevation all the time, and I love talking about it myself, just like I like talking about jackalopes. And I sold a bunch of jackalopes to people to this day from back east. I think that there are spots out west where jackrabbits actually have horns. And I actually have one at my house, and if someone ever asks, is that real? I say, you're damn right, it's real. And so we used to talk about elevation the same way. But I think there's a being in shape, not being in shape.
If there was a coach that I could spend a night with to have dinner and a beer, it would be that man right there.
Under candlelight?
And I would just keep the drinks flowing.
That's what she said.
I don't think you need drinks.
No, you don't, but it would make it even more entertaining to see what he's like drunk, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. He's an
Coach
interesting
Mike
fellow.
Leach. Yeah, Mike Leach.
I don't. How did he get so interested? He's been around forever. I guess cameras just start getting in front of him now. They're like, "Hey, look, we want to hear what you."
Man,
gotta
he's
say.
just toying with people at this point, though. He doesn't care.
No, he doesn't. He's messing with people.
Yeah, he's just like, let me.
That's
see
why he started. He's like, how can I take this? I know.
Yeah.
I'll talk about jackalopes now.
Yeah, and seasonal forest fires. It's the season for seasonal forest fires and jackalopes. Some people don't believe jackrabbits have horns, but I have one at my house.
You can say there's no such thing as jackalopes.
And the guy asking the question,
but as
what's
me
his
and Coach
deal?
Leach, we believe.
I heard that earlier today when we did it on the morning show, and I was listening. I'm like, that guy was talking like, he's a character from Eastbound and Down. I don't know if you guys ever seen him. He talks like, it's good. As soon as a question, Coach, what do you think about it? I'm gonna. What the hell is he asking, man?
I like
this guy
Eastbound
needs to get.
and Down.
That's funny though, right? That
Eastbound
show,
and Down,
love
yeah,
it,
that was-
I'm
love
gonna
it.
check that out.
Did you never watch
seen it?
Eastbound and Down?
Oh, that's right. It's an
Kenny
HBO show. He doesn't do HBO.
What?
He boycotted HBO because
What was
they
his
had a
name?
Colin
Kenny Baseball
Kaepernick
or
show.
something like that.
Yeah.
Kenny Baseball.
Kenny Baseball, man.
Kenny Baseball. Dude.
Yeah.
That show was awesome, man.
He's good.
It didn't
No,
have- it didn't have any
I
black
started
people in it.
boycotting HBO when they didn't cover Tim Tebow on what is that show called? Hard Knocks.
Good.
That's when I started.
I've
boycotting
never watched
HBO.
Hard Knocks. to
I
be
haven't
honest
either.
with you. Yeah, I never watched that show.
It's really good. You should
Is
watch
it?
it. Yeah, I like it.
You guys haven't watched Second Chance You, Last Chance You either. What's
It's
wrong with
on
you guys?
Netflix. Every time I
Yeah.
pass it, I say, "Man, Anthony told me this is really good," and I bet I'll get into it if I watch it.
Dude,
I get
yeah.
in this vortex of I always think there's a better show to watch on
Yeah.
Netflix, so I spend 45 minutes to an hour trying to
then you're
pick
just
the
like,
perfect
whatever,
show.
done.
Then I watch it for 5 minutes and say, "Damn it, I should have picked the other movie or the other show." And then I go back and. After a while, I just say, screw it. I
So-
think I'm going to read a book.
So we need a weekend where we just binge watch shows together. How about that?
That sounds
It
sexy.
could be
That
fun.
sounds sexy. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't sound sexy. We're come on. We're
Oh,
football.
yeah.
We're like football, personalities. So
Hey, Anthony,
why
are
does that
you
sound
the
sexy?
tight end or the wide receiver?
You know what? I take it all back. I'm not gonna sit a whole weekend and watch the shows with you guys. We're done. We're not Netflixing and chilling. We're not doing it, bro.
Netflix has become an overfull refrigerator where you stand at the door
Yeah.
and you're looking at everything. You're like,
Dude.
what am I hungry for
Yeah,
right
what
now?
am I
And you
gonna
Do I
spend-
want dessert? Do I
Spend a
want
good- yeah.
breakfast food? Do I want dinner? I don't know.
Yeah,
I just
Leonard.
Brenner. A little bit of everything. There's
Then you go check the pantry. You stay in there for another 10 minutes. Then you go back to the fridge like
Yeah.
somebody added something
Yeah,
new.
nobody
in
added
between the
anything.
time you were looking in the pantry to the time you were looking in the fridge.
Yeah, it takes a month to do that. Yeah, but yeah, Netflix.
Netflix
Sponsor-
and chill. So what I'm going to be watching Thursday night is some damn NFL, man. I've
right.
been waiting a while. Now, couple NFL stories we'll get into for a little bit here because we got about, I don't know, 13 minutes before our good friend Carrie from Girls Beer Sports calls in and tells us a great bet that she will win against Chris America. We're looking forward to that. I don't mention it enough. We are the Scout Team. You are listening to Scout Team After Dark. You're listening to us on 12ouncesportsradio.com. 12-Ounce Sports Radio is one of the greatest internet sports radio stations in all of the land. Make sure you check it out. Tons of great shows. After our show tonight, we have We Talk Sports Good. We're going to have Thomas from We Talk Sports Good on our show a little bit later. But make sure you stay tuned and check them out. We are always social. You can hit us up on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Scout Team Radio. And just check us out, man. Give us a listen. Give our other shows a listen. Get social on the Twitter machine. Whatever you got to do, we're ready for it. But I'm ready for some football. But I don't think Le'Veon Bell is ready for some football. This guy is not ready, man. You hear the story. He is reportedly expected to sit out week number 1 against the division favorite Cleveland Browns.
I mean, I would think by this time he really doesn't have an option, right? Even if he were to say on Wednesday night, hey, I'm ready to go, coach, you can't put in a guy that didn't go through any of the practices the whole entire week, none of the walkthroughs. It's going to be Thursday night tomorrow. By that time, you've already settled out your game plan and everything else. So he's definitely out for week 1. I'm going to say he's out for week 2.
Why? I'm so confused. Like, I know he signed, I know he signed
His
his
franchise
tag.
So he's getting like $14.5 million. Which,
Yeah.
obviously it's not enough money for a running back in the NFL.
Why isn't he?
Because he wants longevity. He wants a
He wants
contract.
more money.
He wants he wants more money, yes. But I think more importantly, he wants a contract. He wants to know that when he carries the ball and gets his knee blown out, that he's not going to just get $14 million. He's going to get.
Don't do that.
I'm just saying, but that's what he's saying. That's what he wants. That's what every football player wants. They want the true financial security as to the value that they're worth.
I think Pittsburgh is making a mistake by not signing him to a long-term contract.
It's done though. They can't do anything. The franchise tag. The time came where they could have came up with a long-term deal. They didn't. They franchise tagged him. He has to take it. These are the guys right here I'm going to tell you about that I feel deserve the credit over Le'Veon Bell, and that is the offensive line. These guys are pissed. So the O-line comes back, and they're blasting Le'Veon Bell. They're saying, you know what? Just sit out the entire year. We don't want to hear it. So the quote here from Ramon Foster, one of the offensive linemen. He's a guard. What do you do? Here's a guy who doesn't give a damn. I guess so. We'll treat it as such. I just hate that it had come to this. And also, one more quote here from Foster. I mean, he's pissed, right? He's saying he's making 7 times what I make, twice as much as Villanueva is making, and we're the guys that are doing it for him. So think about that. Let that sink in. These are the offensive linemen that are blocking to make this guy look good. They're making, the one guy says, Ramon Foster, I make a 7th of what this guy's making. A 7th. And he's doing this. Just let that sink in.
I will say that I'm with Chris. Everybody wants to get paid, right? He wants the contract. I think it just sucks that he has to
You're
go through
hurting
this.
your team.
Not only you're hurting your team, you're hurting yourself because those guys do block for you. It takes 11, right? And if they can't trust you, I mean, like, has he talked to him? I mean, I would have went and said, hey, look, guys, let me take you out to dinner and had a discussion with him. Like, look, this is...
Did it sound like he did?
No, it doesn't sound like he did at all. But that's what I'm saying. He should have done a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Before he got into the media. Now it's focused. Now nobody's focused on Pittsburgh Steelers. It's focused on Le'Veon Bell and his offensive line, and that's not going to be. That's not a good storyline to start the season with. And I had high hopes for Pittsburgh starting out if they set Roethlisberger. I thought Roethlisberger would be the problem this year. You know what I'm saying? But it turns out that Le'Veon Bell is going to be the problem.
We're acting like this is the first time we've seen this, though. We've seen this with Chris Johnson. Mm-hmm. We've seen this with Emmitt Smith.
Oh, God, Chris Johnson was horrible.
Horrible in what way?
I mean, he was worse, though. His offensive line, destroyed him, right? They didn't even block for him half the season.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe they did, maybe they didn't, but...
I know, this has been too many years in a row with Bell, though.
Well, because it's been too many years of them not signing him, not giving him what he deserves.
I mean, it
I
cuts
don't
both
feel
ways.
bad for a dude making $14.5 million.
It's not about feeling bad for somebody. It's all about business and finance, and people want to say that, sports is a business. Well, this is the ugly side of business. And if I own a Ferrari, I'm not going to sell it for half the cost of what it's worth.
Ooh, there you go.
That's all there is to it. And if you want to get mad at me that your Pinto is worth 1/7 of what my Ferrari is, then I got nothing for you.
Dude, everybody's getting record-breaking contracts. Kirk Cousins, Aaron Rodgers.
Quarterbacks.
Julio
Quarterbacks.
No, wide receivers, too.
Khalil Mack.
Exactly, dude.
Aaron Donald.
Who?
Aaron Donald.
Did he finally sign?
Yeah, he signed.
Okay, good.
We talked about it the other day. You missed out.
I mean, everybody's getting record-breaking contracts. I'd be fighting for it, too. I mean, it's selfish, but why not, right? I want to pay me. Where the money? Show me the money.
Hey, man,
Show me the money.
what I don't think we're valuing here is the teamwork aspect. And in business, yes, if you want to be a mogul and you don't give a crap about anybody and you just worry about your bottom line, you can be a businessman and you can be a successful businessman, but you can also be a douchebag. Sometimes being a better person, looking out for your teammates, the guys that stick up for you, the guys that are blocking for you, the team that goes out on the field for you every week, you are letting those guys down. To me, there's a little bit of an honor that is being let down for his teammates.
And I get that aspect for
And
that.
if he was making $2 million a year, I'd be saying, you know what, screw it. They're ruining him. But he's the highest paid running back this year.
No, he's not the highest paid because it's the average
He's not.
of like the highest five. Are you sure? Gurley's probably the highest paid.
No, Gurley signed the long term.
Right.
Exactly. Everybody's getting these high paid contracts. Shit, I want one too.
So here's the other thing too, and I get the aspect of it, and I'm not saying that these guys are wrong for being mad.
No, they're not
they
wrong
have
at
every
all.
right for being mad. But if Le'Veon Bell shows up to camp and blows out his knee and he never gets the contract that he deserves, that he's earned over the last 6 years, do you know what these two guys are going to do? They're going to continue to play football. They're going to say, hey, buddy, here's my get well soon card.
Yeah.
Here's it was nice knowing you.
I'll invite you to
And-
Christmas.
Cop out, man.
I'll invite you to
No,
my
but he's
Christmas
still getting
party.
paid $14.5 million for 1 year, and he made $13.5 last year, and the $12.5 the year before
But
that.
how much
the dude's making money.
How
man.
much Gurley's bringing down right now? I think 80 guaranteed or something.
Hold on.
Stupid like that.
First of all,
come on.
He's been in the league for what, 5 seasons now?
Yep.
And he's still, even with this $14 million, he still won't make as much as what Saquon Barkley just signed for. So how do you want me to play in a league where I've been the best top running back the last 3 years, and you're not going to pay me more in my 5 years total than what a new rookie who has proven jack-ish to anybody yet? This is where I say, like, you can get mad all you want, but you got to look at it from his perspective. I am my own business, and I have to look out for me. Does that sound selfish? Yes, of course.
Yeah,
but
selfish
again, when I get injured or when I retire or when I leave and I quit, the Steeler fans aren't going to remember me. The Pittsburgh Steelers aren't going to give a damn about me. They're going to move on with life, and I got to worry about what's my future and what's going on with me. And if I cheat myself out of the money that I know I could have had, I mean, that's what I've always been taught. Don't sell yourself short. Don't work underpaid. Always get the most value that you can for yourself. And working underpaid does no service to anybody but those who are taking advantage of you. Yes, do I feel bad that he's making $14 million? No, I don't feel bad about it. But I'm also not going to be angry at him because he's worth 20 or 24, and he's worth a 5-year or a 3-year contract with $50 million guaranteed, whatever Todd Gurley just signed for, whatever Saquon Barkley just signed for, and his guaranteed money. I don't hate on him for saying, man, I'm looking around. I'm the best running back in the league.
By far?
By far. You've paid Ben Roethlisberger. You've paid Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown's paid, bro.
Pittsburgh could have let him go if they didn't want this problem.
Yeah.
They could have said, all right, we won't franchise tag you, or we'll franchise tag you and trade you. So Pittsburgh's just as guilty for him not being at camp as he is.
Yeah.
Because he told him, hey, this is what I want and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to hold out if you don't give me a contract. And they said, well, we're not going to give you a contract.
All right, so I just want to throw this out here to you.
That's about it.
So because he's been franchise tagged 3 years in a row, it escalates each time.
Okay.
So he is the highest paid running back for this year.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
Gurley's deal was an extension where he's getting more guaranteed money, longer length. He's going to have bigger money long term.
What is it?
$14.54 million is what Le'Veon Bell is. The second running back on the list is making $10.5 million, and it's Jerick McKinnon, who just tore his ACL for the San Francisco 49ers. Number 3 is LaShawn McCoy at $8.95 million, and number 4 is Ezekiel Elliott at $6.8 million.
But how much Gurley's guaranteed?
Number 5 is Lamar Miller. I don't know. He's not on this list because he's later on here. Let me pull it up for you. But I'm just saying the dude is making money. He's making
money,
ridiculous money.
Can he get more? Absolutely. He deserves. I mean, like I said, everybody signed record-breaking contracts. Where's my piece of the pie? You can be selfish all you want, and he should have talked to his offensive line. He should have talked to the team. But at the same time, pay me. Come on, man.
Yeah. So Gurley's salary is actually only $950,000 this year, but when he did the contract, he did a signing bonus of $21 million. Okay. So that changes the ball game, and that's what I get. That's what Le'Veon Bell wants, but this is what I'm saying is, again, we're talking about one. This was the first huge running back contract that we've seen. Running back contracts had diminished, and Bell has been at the top of the contracts. I don't feel bad for him. I think he should play.
No, nobody's feeling bad for him.
Why are we sports agents, by the way? Like 1%?
I don't know. You were supposed to get us into that,
Can
man.
we get like 3%?
No, I think it's like 1%, but I'll take 1%
I'll take one, man.
of a $100 million deal.
Yeah,
I'll
bro.
take 1%
Hey.
of Bobby Boucher's professional contract. I don't give a crap.
Hey, if anybody's listening, they need representation. The scout team is here for you. God damn it! I'm just saying. God damn.
Gosh darn it, this is clean.
No, it's after dark.
Oh, that's right. It's after dark, Chris
Yeah,
America.
bro,
You
don't
feeling
hold
it,
me
my
back.
friend?
Don't hold me back. Don't hold me back.
Dude, we're gonna hold you back big time.
No, we don't.
Hey, why'd you unplug? You don't
It's
want
almost
to.
8:15.
Oh, I see. I see what's going on. There's secret handshake going on over here, guys. Sorry.
Yeah.
Keep it going, Mac.
Speaking-
Tell us a little
speaking
bit
of
about
getting
your.
paid, like Le'Veon Bell is holding out. I need to hold out. Where's my money at? Seriously, look, they ain't got nothing to say. Where's my money? You jackasses.
You jackasses. It's
Where's my money?
are you going to hold out like Le'Veon Bell?
I might hold out, bruh. I might. Hey, look, I'm not. Hey, I'm only here so I don't get fined.
That's a good one.
My end
I've never heard
conclusion
that
is
before.
I wish Le'Veon Bell would play. I
want him to play.
I don't feel bad that he's making
Dude, I love to
$14
see.
million,
I love to see Le'Veon
but
Bell on the field.
I'm not going to hate on a guy. I'm not going to be angry with a guy
No.
that's not. You know, if those offensive linemen aren't getting paid more money, then that's between them, their agent, and the Pittsburgh Steelers
Hey,
as well.
hey guys, if you guys need agents, scout teams available. All offensive linemen, we'll take it.
We'll
we
take
got
it.
you. We'll fight for you.
And I'll do a shitty job, and I'll still take the money.
Hey, I'm a fat guy, so I understand, bruh.
And Chris America smells like Axe body spray.
Yeah. Woo! Also, let's see here. Villain of RSG said, Mac, you're right. Chris Johnson got murdered behind our O-line that year.
Yeah, they didn't respect him. That was horrible. So, yeah, you gotta talk to those guys. I mean,
CJ2K, my friend.
at the end of the day, those guys are still your teammates, and they still have to block for you. And if you're not talking to them, you're not communicating with them, it's gonna be a long season, bruh. So I had high hopes for Pittsburgh with all this drama coming out. It's kind of
Now you're going to have to jump ship and go with me on the Cleveland decision. So you liking Cleveland, huh?
I've always.
Hey, they decided to start Tyrod Taylor.
We have been saying his name wrong, right?
Everybody
Tyrod?
called him Tyrod for 4 years.
Tyrod.
And all of a sudden he goes to Cleveland, and it's like
it's Tyrod.
the light bulb turns on. He says, in Cleveland, they call me Tyrod.
The other big announcement, Shaquem Griffin starting week 1.
Which it should have
That's
been
my
that way
guy.
anyway. Should have been that way anyway.
He should have been
Yeah.
number one.
You know
in the
what? I
First
hate-
round
He
with
should
the
have been a
draft.
first-round pick.
Hey,
Should've been first
I
round.
hate Pete Carroll. Anybody knows.
Dude, I love Pete
I
Carroll
hate
because
Pete
of
Carroll.
him. Because
But
of this.
I will give Pete Carroll this. When it comes to innovation, when it comes to pitting players that normally wouldn't make it on other rosters and put them in the spotlight, he's fucking awesome at that shit, unfortunately. Like Russell Wilson, nobody wanted Russell Wilson. Nobody. He took him in.
It's too short.
Yeah, he took him and made him a superstar.
Lacks accuracy.
Yeah, so
Yeah, nobody wants him.
And he had the vision and can see the skill level that he had because they brought in, who was it, Flynn?
Oh yeah,
From Matt Flynn,
And they
and on
gave
a
him a big
huge deal.
contract. Yeah, they gave
And
him Le'Veon Bell money.
Most,
they did.
I mean, if I'm Le'Veon Bell, I'm gonna be like, dude, you guys give Matt Flynn and Sam Bradford all this money.
Exactly, bro, baby.
Sam Bradford's the worst example ever. That dude did not earn any of that million.
Yeah, dude, come on.
But kudos to him for always having that kind of vision and everything. Here, can you call this number, Kyle? She says she keeps getting busy signals. I'll give it to you right here. I won't say it on the air.
Yeah, don't do that.
Say it on the air, Carrie. What's up, girl?
For a good time, call 859.
Oh snap!
Yeah, dude. I don't like Pete Carroll, but when it comes to putting together, I'm not gonna say scrubs. When it comes to putting together,
before hit end. If she's listening, before we do this call, I wanted to play a little video. It has something to do with Kentucky.
Oh boy!
Before we call her,
You can't talk trash. She's not even on the line
she's talking.
yet.
He's gonna talk trash, man.
Oh man!
He's gonna do it.
When she comes on, I do want to give her a great intro, though. Just go. Let's roll
You
with
got an
it.
intro for her?
I got it. But it's not like a song or dance or anything. But I think I have a good intro.
I mean,
for
if
her.
you dance, nobody can see it anyway, Kyle. We're on
Let's
the
just
radio.
say you're gonna like it, Anthony Mack.
I'm not.
You're gonna
watch
like
you
it.
dance.
It's not gonna be. It's not anything to do with your male aficionado liking. It's
I'm
like
not a male
you're really gonna
aficionado.
like this one. It's
don't
not
know.
about like how shiny this man's pants are, glistening with whatever. It's something you'll also like.
I'm gonna beat Kyle up after the show.
All right, dude, I got volume on this.
Not yet, man. Hold on. Ready?
All right, ready?
Tell me when you're ready.
Go.
Gators are back, baby. Dun, 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 dun. That is how you punch somebody in the mouth. But y'all only played Chattanooga Southern. I don't care if you played Wyndham. McElwain is gone. And can we please have a moment of silence for the Florida State University? Ain't no moment of silence. Nanny boo boo. Virginia Tech beat you. Y'all lost to a team that looked like a bottle of Dr. Pepper. And did the U lose to the 7th best team in the SEC, LSU? We are the real University of Florida. DBU, D-line U, O-line U, now might be quarterback U, running back U, head coach U. We are back, baby. Now, Gator fans, I fell in love with the state of Kentucky. I had a show in Kentucky, and they gave me some apple pie moonshine, and they gave me some pina colada moonshine, and I was in Somerset, Kentucky, and they treated me like family, so I cannot talk bad about Kentucky. We finally got receivers that can take a screen pass to the crib. Number 8, you gonna be great. Number 12, you fast as hell. 8 and 9, right on time. Number 4, you ugly as all like those, but I can't wait to see you back on the field something more. We are back, and look how I'm running back. Scarlett look like Beast Mode Jr. If Beast Mode is Nickelodeon, Scarlett is Nick Jr. in the morning. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, boy, you look like a baller back there. BT, get this boy a TV show right now. Ballers is back. The only thing that we recognize about Kentucky is they moonshine. They got a decent basketball team, and Paducah is the home of quilts. Home of quilts. I don't care about no Kentucky, man. And y'all gotta come to the Ville. This is a song for the Ville. Ville, this is a song for the Ville. Ville. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen on Saturday at 7:30. They gonna come to Gainesville. They gonna get off their buses in their planes. They think they gonna make this a game. But 32, Magic Johnson. 32, Shaq. 32 is the number that's gonna be when they leave. 32 in a row. Get out the door. You ain't winning no more. It's your boy Josh Bray. Hype as hell to be back. Thank you, McElwain, for acting like that. It's great to be a Florida Gator.
Bruh.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Bruh, you would love it, but come on. Like, really?
That was hilarious, dude.
It was hilarious, but it's funny to me because he's like, we're back, and I'm like, show me. Kentucky's gonna I think Kentucky's gonna roll you this weekend.
All right.
I think Kentucky's gonna roll.
We're gonna
you.
call super fan.
Hey, is this the great Gator Slayer herself?
Hopefully.
No. Hey, don't hope, baby. Let's do this. All right? Come on,
Carrie. We need you to beat Chris America.
Dude,
the rest of us on here, myself, Loudbeard, and Anthony Mack, we need this so bad. We are ready for Kentucky to bring it.
Dude, bring him down to size. Like, it's only one team I don't like more than UCF, and that's Florida. I'm just fucking with you. I like UCF. But still, let's go.
This is Carrie from Girls Beer Sports on the line right now. Carrie, welcome on our show. How are you doing tonight?
Hey guys, thanks for having me. That audio was something else, let me tell you.
Bruh, hey, sister, that guy's on crack, right? Good God.
He's hype, I'll tell you that.
Hey, is it true about the pina colada moonshine and the apple pie moonshine?
Oh, apple pie is awesome.
Oh, apple pie, definitely, yes.
Hey, Carrie.
100%.
By the way, when we get off air, I need you to send me something, okay?
Okay.
And what was it, DeLuca, the home of the quilts?
Oh, Paducah.
Oh, Paducah, sorry.
Paducah. Yeah, I think there's a quilt festival down there.
Whoa.
So all of it's true.
That's pretty wild.
It's all true.
His facts are pretty accurate, I will say.
Pretty
I bet he's from Kentucky. He doesn't want to admit it. He knows a little too much about the great.
I would never know anything about a quilt festival.
You would.
No.
No, I think he's a stand-up comedian, and I like stand-up comedians like that. They don't just travel, go to a show, and then get out. It sounds like he's the type of guy that'll go to a city, do a show, interact with people, go to the different events, and party with the people that come out to a show. And I like comedians like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And fun fact about Lexington, Comedy Off Broadway is one of the premier comedy clubs in the country.
Oh.
Ooh, that's good to know.
I would have never thought that about Kentucky.
You know what else is premier about Kentucky? Their football program and how Carrie, you have placed a bet out to Mr. Chris America, and we're all wanting to know these details. Have you guys worked out any details? Yeah, what's going on tonight? What is this going to be a big surprise for us?
I mean, I think we've worked out the details of what it's going to be. I think we settled on what the loser is going to have to do.
Ooh, let's hear it.
Let's go.
So the loser is going to have to wear the shirt of the opposing team for 32 hours.
Ooh, without showering or changing?
No, I think you could probably wash it and shower and that kind of thing. But you can't just sit around in your house in it. You've got to go out. You've got to take pictures out and about.
Take pictures.
And if I lose, I'm going to have to wear this to the tailgate next week.
Ooh, wow.
Who do you guys play next week?
We play Murray State, and it's a noon game.
Okay, yeah, nobody will be going up to that game. That'll be okay.
It'll be you and your cousin.
That'll be it.
Right, yeah.
Oh, man.
All right, Carrie, so how confident are you going into this bet after last weekend? I didn't get a chance to catch Kentucky yet, so tell me about what happened to you guys.
Our offense did not look great. I was really disappointed with the play calling. I thought it was super vanilla. I mean, I get you don't want to tip your hand necessarily going into the second game being Florida, but we had to pull our starting quarterback, and then they put him back in, and he didn't look great. Terry touchdown. Gunnar Hoke, he didn't look great either. We had some turnovers that we shouldn't have had. Benny Snell actually had a fever the whole entire game. Like, he was fighting a virus.
Oof, that's not good.
Like, a big-time fever. So,
he needs more cowbell.
Yeah, he absolutely does. The defense, we spotted him 21 points, but then we didn't give up anything else in the second half. I thought the defense did a fairly good job. I'm hoping the offense can get on track. I mean, I think if everything's clicking, I think that we've got the personnel in terms of Benny Snell and our good core of defensive guys. We've got a bunch of seniors playing in our secondary. Our linebackers, we got Cash Daniel, who is just an absolute beast. I think we can go down there and do it. I really think we can pull it out.
Hey, you had them last year.
Confidence. I absolutely love the confidence.
And they should. They had them last year. They had them by the balls.
I know they did.
To bring
and
that
if we
one
can
up,
cover receivers,
yeah.
Did you fire that defensive back coach? Please tell me you fired that guy.
I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Let's just say you did, and that gives
We're not
me a little
going to
bit more confidence.
disclose what happened to that guy.
Yeah, he's at the bottom of the field.
My guess is he moved the next day, for sure.
Dude,
at
that
least
was
moved,
horrible.
changed residences.
Yeah.
He's making quilts somewhere.
Yeah, making quilts.
In Paducah.
Paducah.
Yeah, he had to move to Paducah, make quilts.
Now I gotta ask, how glorious was it for you on Saturday night to watch Alabama just utterly dismantle the Louisville Cardinals?
Oh my God. I watched every single second of that game. I watched it all the way to the end. The CFO went to bed. I said, I'm staying up because this is too much fun to watch them get destroyed.
That's kind of how I felt when I was watching Florida State.
Oh, you rabbit.
Yep.
hate
Just saying. So, Carrie, I will say I'm a little mad at you right now because I went on a Sip of Sports the other day, and I had to follow you going the week before, and those are big shoes to fill. So I did my best, but it's really hard to live up to what you did with Mary over at a Sip of Sports. So I just wanted to say thanks for making me look bad.
Well, I appreciate that. I really didn't try. I had no idea you were going to have to follow me up, or else I totally would have tanked it.
And it's not hard to make Kyle look bad. So.
That's a good point.
You know how Mary likes to ask what you're reading?
Yes.
Yeah, so Loudbeard had to be like, well...
I don't really read much.
Like, well, when I sit on the toilet, I read the back of the Lysol bottle. Just because I forgot my phone.
Hey, there ain't no shame. At least you're reading something.
Exactly.
I read the shampoo bottle.
And he lied about
it says
that.
rinse, wash, rinse, repeat.
Kyle's poops while he sleeps. He just says,
What? That just got
I
me.
can see you doing that. I can see you doing that just on the toilet, just falling
Can you
asleep.
please apologize to Carrie for your...
No, I'm not. It's Scout Team Out the Dark. I'm not apologizing for anything. It is what it is.
So, Carrie...
He's laughing because he knows it's true. He's sleeps on the toilet, bro.
It gives a whole new meaning to shit in the bed.
He's done for. He's done. Oh man, this interview is taking a left. Hey, I'm sorry, Carrie. It is what it is.
Hey, and don't bother me.
Oh, Cal's done for.
So do you do like the reverse conga on it, where you're sitting backwards? you sit backwards on the toilet, and then you rest your head on the tank.
So just so everybody knows, Chris America just used the Urban Dictionary to find out.
Oh, he blew up your spot, man.
I had to figure it out. I knew there was a name for it, but I couldn't think of it.
I see your computer screen. Your Urban Dictionary to what it means.
Yeah, what it means to the reverse conga.
Wow.
The more you know.
Brilliant.
Carrie, I'm sorry. I apologize for all of it.
No, you're not.
No, not really.
You heard her
I'm
show. This
sorry.
is about par for the course for the ladies at Girls
I
Go
love
Sports.
it. Don't bother me.
I just need moonshine now.
Carrie, let me get out of the bathroom and
Let's get out of the toilet.
let's talk about this past weekend. What were some of your takeaways? What stuck out to you? What didn't stick out to you? You know, what were your takeaways from this weekend of college football?
Oh wow. Well, I'm trying to think. It was interesting. Michigan, man, you are not what I thought you were, but I still refuse to pick Brian Kelly to win anything. I can't stand that guy. I cannot stand him. I won't pick him to win anything, but man, Michigan, and how long is it going to take to get Harbaugh on the hot seat?
He is, though, right? He should have been.
Yeah.
No, the president came out and said he wasn't,
Yeah, that means he is.
which is the kiss of death.
Yeah,
That is the kiss of death.
And,
for now.
And were you a Harbaugh fan before? I'm just asking.
No. I'm not really a Michigan fan. I just hate Brian Kelly that much.
Okay, damn. Hear you. Yeah.
Hey, we get it.
If the devil went down the South Bend, she'd be like, "Go Lucifer."
I tell you what, I just might. Honestly, man, LSU. Wow,
Looking good, Coach O.
Coach Ogeron.
Cookie Monster's got them for now. We'll see. We'll see where it goes.
They got a tough road ahead.
Do what?
The LSU, they got a tough slate coming up, so they'll definitely be tested early. We'll find out.
They absolutely will. Ole Miss. I'm just going to kind of stick in the SEC here for a second. Ole Miss. They looked really good. They looked a lot better than people thought they were going to.
Yeah, I picked against them in this little pick'em thing that we're doing, and
So did I. Bad choice.
bad choice. They just ran up the score on Texas Tech.
You know who else looked good? Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for ruining the perfect record of the SEC.
I know. It
jerks.
just took one loser in the bunch.
Well, we all knew that, though, right? Like, everybody knew Tennessee was going to shit the bed.
Yeah, that was a given.
Yeah.
But after it happened, it's still good to talk about it because Tennessee's awful.
Yeah, anytime I see Tennessee lose, it's a wonderful. This weekend was honestly great. Florida won, Tennessee lost, Miami lost, and Florida State lost. It was a beautiful weekend. I
And
couldn't ask for
UCF
more.
won.
And UCF won.
It's
That's
a win-win-win.
It's a win-win-win-win-win.
Come on, man. You guys are horrible.
Well, and I tell you what, I was kind of surprised at how the Willie Taggart era began down there in Tallahassee, or down there. I was surprised.
Anthony Mack,
You're
what is
not
your
doing
thought
that.
on this? Because Anthony is our in-house FSU fan, so he had to live through this. After he talked so much trash on Twitter about how Miami was not back. Fans
Yeah.
of Miami threw it back at you. So, Willie Taggart, you still a believer, Anthony Mack?
I'm still a believer in Taggart. We went over this earlier in the show. Taggart's going to bounce back. Taggart's going to be one of those coaches that no matter what, he finds a way to win. And I think that he's going to do the same thing in Florida State. I'm not worried about it. We knew, even if you listen to us 2 weeks ago, maybe 2 months ago, whatever, I knew Taggart had questions to answer. Did they get answered? Not a lot of them. Like, not the ones that, not the questions, not that we wanted, not the answers that we wanted to hear. But at the same time, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. I'm not worried about it. This season has always been a rebuilding season to me. Chris is like, win now because all the talent we got. But at the same time, that talent wasn't his talent. You know what I'm saying? And any time a new coach comes in, it's going to be a downfall. It's going to be a drop off. It just is.
I mean, when UCF got a new coach, they improved.
UCF is going to be a drop off too. Just give it time.
No, I'm talking about when they got Frost.
Oh, well, yeah.
They went from 0-12 to 6-7.
Well, I mean, you can't get worse than 0-12.
13-0 national champs.
You can't get worse than 0-12, bro. I'm just saying. Anything is an improvement of over and 12.
So, Carrie, I've always been jealous that you guys do this little segment called Take It or Leave It. I never like to steal other shows' ideas. So can you give us one or two Take It or Leave It that you guys did on your show this week that we can maybe play along with? Because I like that little Take It or Leave It that you guys do.
Oh, yeah, sure. Actually, if you can let me go get my book, because I can't off the top of my head, I can actually give you some that we didn't use. That might be fun.
I like that.
Ooh, I like
Have
that.
you been drinking?
So, hey, yeah, you're from Girls Beer Sports. You always are drinking. Tonight, I am drinking a River Horse IPA, and it is out of Ewing, New Jersey. It's got
River Horse?
River Horse.
River Horse.
It's got a picture of a giant hippo on there. And
That's weird.
Did you say River Horse?
I thought that's what he said.
It is a delicious IPA, and that's what I'm drinking tonight. Anthony Mack, can you tell Carrie what you're drinking?
I never tell slut jokes because they're horrible.
Did it?
Bruh.
Hey, you know who's a whore? Ann Arbor.
Oh!
Ooh.
Oh, I like it, Carrie. Bringing the
Pretty
heat.
bad. All I'm drinking is a lovely PBR.
Yes, you look
Okay.
nice with your PBR. It's a
Yeah.
16-ounce can, too,
Yeah.
tall boy.
And
Yeah.
I'm drinking a Kona Brewing Company Big Wave.
You guys are fancy.
Look at that. We're going all in on our beers tonight, Carrie, just in support of Girls Beer Sports.
Well, I appreciate it. Well, I just opened one, so cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right,
Awesome.
take it or leave
All
it. Are
right.
you ready?
So, Oreo is introducing hot chicken wing and wasabi flavors in China only. Are you taking it or are you leaving it?
I'm leaving that.
Leave
Wait,
it.
what?
Yeah, what?
Leave it.
Yeah.
Have to think
Oreo's
twice.
doing.
What is it again? What flavors?
Wasabi and go ahead.
Hot chicken wing and wasabi.
Wow. Yeah.
And they're only introducing it in China.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've already said leave it. Anthony Mack has said leave it.
Yeah,
But
we're
Chris
leaving it.
America,
Well, I'm trying to understand.
I'm staking it.
Is that racist that they're like, let's send wasabi flavored Oreos to China?
well, it's a marketing technique.
Well, they put
Wasabi
chicken
is
wings in the
popular
ghetto.
in China, and so they send it over. Whatever, man. I say leave it. You
I
take
leave
it or
I
leave
leave
it.
it. I leave it.
You leave it.
That's 3 leave it's for you, Carrie. That sounds
Maybe they love it
terrible.
in China. I don't know.
See, I'm taking it because you look at
Ooh.
I would try it. You look at McDonald's and like KFC and all these fast food places in China and Europe and India. I'm telling you, they have some stuff over there I would totally eat. And I'm so disappointed we can't get to the United States.
I wouldn't eat that.
It might be worth a taste just to say like I did it, but I don't know, man. I'd be a little nervous on that first bite into a wasabi Oreo.
I'd rather try one of those Pocky chips, those too hot challenges. The ghost pepper.
Oh, yeah.
I'd rather try that than Oreo tastes like hot wings. Sorry.
All right.
Yeah, when I'm craving cookies,
Fair enough.
I want the sweet. I don't.
Yeah,
I
hot
can
wing
understand
cookie.
like hot wing chips or wasabi chips. Then I can roll with
Yeah.
that. But cookie, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want a cookie. That's sweet.
All right, what's the next one, Carrie?
All right. Disneyland is going to sell alcohol for the first time ever starting in 2019
Take it.
at
Take it.
the Star Wars Galaxy Edge thing.
Take it 1,000%.
Take it.
We're taking
We're
it.
100% in.
Drunk at Disney.
You didn't even have to finish the question.
we're-
Man, listen, being next to Disney World, there's been many a times where we've all taken our kids to Disney. It's hot, it's humid, they're cranky as hell, and we're like, man, where's the beer cart? And there's none to be found.
It's like the world's greatest nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, no, I'm definitely taking it. I mean, why the hell not? You know, parents want to get drunk too when you go to Disney.
Definitely. I know
Yeah.
sometimes I grab a beer at Universal. Universal's been selling beer for
I
forever.
get drunk.
Busch Gardens used to do a thing where you
Yeah,
could
the
go to
big
the
beer
beer
tent.
garden and the beer
Yeah.
tent and stuff, and that was always kind of cool.
I get drunk.
Yeah, well, and the whole drinking around the world at Epcot and
Yeah,
all
that's
that.
always fun
Oh,
too.
yeah,
Yep.
that's a classic.
We should do
Yeah.
that.
I'll take that too.
We should do that. You should
Hey.
come down here, Carrie. Bring some moonshine with you, and we should go get drunk at Disney.
He just wants you for your apple pie and moonshine. Don't
Hey,
listen to him.
Hey, Carrie, he's not lying.
That's
Oh.
fine. I'll take it. I'll take
There
it.
you go.
It's all good. All right, I got 2 more for you. They're actually non-sports topics. We're doing all non-sports topics on this one.
I'm good with that.
We're good with it.
The last blockbuster in the world, I think,
Right,
United
yeah.
States anyway, in Bend, Oregon, is getting its own beer. It's going to be a black ale with hints of red licorice, and it's said to pair very well with popcorn.
Well, I got to be black.
I take it. That actually sounds really good. I would drink that on the regular. Little licorice flavored beer with goes with popcorn. Great for watching blockbuster movies.
Well, we talked about how we take forever to pick Netflix and everything. I used to take forever at Blockbuster. So if I could have a beer while I'm just going up and down the aisles looking for that rental that calls out my name, I'm taking it.
Oh, we'll probably just stay in there the whole night.
Probably, yeah.
I remember spending 2-3
I like when they had
hours
the
at Blockbuster.
guaranteed in stock, and half the store would be like one title.
Yeah.
They're like, Lord of the Rings, we've got 17,000 DVDs. Come in and check one out.
Oh, man. Kids these days will never know.
Never
Friday
know.
nights used to be
I used to
lit.
walk uphill both ways in the snow in the sunny state of Florida.
With bare feet.
I'm taking the beer in Blockbuster. That sounds like a great time.
I'm just taking Blockbuster, man.
Yeah, I miss Blockbuster, man. That's nostalgia.
But honestly, we would never go.
I would.
You would?
I would.
You would still illegally download movies
A lot of
on your
people.
TV.
Hey,
Don't bust
tell
a
people-
spot like
don't
that.
tell
You
people
know, a lot
that,
of people
bruh.
still do the Netflix DVD when they send it in the mail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they were saying that there's over 7 million subscriptions still to that
That's
that people
crazy.
use regularly.
I gotta
Exactly.
say, I still have that subscription.
Exactly.
Hold on, but the DVDs have been sitting on my TV for the last 3 months. It's like a damn gym membership. You have it, but you never use it.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
That's a good point. Good point.
Yeah.
Carrie, you said you had another one, right?
What's up?
Yeah, here's one more, and this is actually from a couple of shows back, and I didn't get to it, but I had been wanting to get to it.
Oh, yeah,
and
we love
I
this.
don't know how many people saw this, but it kind of made me sad. Brookstone, you know the store that had all the gadgety things. You know what I'm talking about?
the
It was
back
kind of like Sky Mall, but
massagers
in
and
store
stuff.
form.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Brookstone files for bankruptcy, closes all its mall stores.
Wow. I didn't know that. Dude, we missed that? I could have got some stuff on clearance.
I'm gonna say leave it. I wasn't impressed. Overpriced and gadgety stuff that you don't really need. I thought Sky Mall was better. I wish there was a Sky Mall store. Sky Mall had
folded
better
too, didn't
stuff.
it?
Yeah, Sky Mall's gone.
Yeah, I know. It's don't you're depressing me, dude.
I would.
Well, actually, they brought Sky Mall back
Yes,
in web
this
form.
is why we need Carrie on our show more often. She's an upbringer, and you guys are just Debbie Downers.
Debbie Downers.
Dude, Circuit City is available on the web, man.
Everything's available on the web,
Yeah.
even in the dark places.
All right, I gotta take it or leave it. One more, I got one, and then
All right.
I was at the Burger King drive-thru and they were selling Surge soda.
What?
Yeah, so take it or leave it. Would you order Surge again if you had a chance to?
That stuff was disgusting.
I'm gonna
back
say
in the day.
leave it. I like the idea of Surge. I did not drink it. I think I tasted it once when I was in high school. I wasn't a proponent. I was never an energy drink guy. I just never was into
It
it.
wasn't
It wasn't-
energy drink.
it was-
It was just soda.
It was kind of like
It was Mountain Dew.
It was
Mountain
energy
Dew.
drink before we knew what an energy drink
it was
was.
Mountain Dew with speed
Yeah.
put inside of it.
Yeah.
It was cocoa.
Cocoa.
Yeah. Cocoa.
Cocoa.
What about you, Carrie? You take it or leave it in Surge?
Well, fun fact: I once got busy in a Burger King bathroom.
That's what I call bringing the heat. I like it.
Hey, she was high on Surge.
Now, I was always more of a Mountain Dew person than a Surge person, so I'm gonna leave it.
Holy crap, that's awesome.
Well, Carrie, I think that's a mic drop comment.
Yeah, you're done.
We really appreciate you coming on the show. I look forward to the friendly banter on Saturday. It's going to be a fun game in Gainesville. It's going to be awesome. Hopefully, I'm not wearing a Kentucky shirt on Sunday.
I'm officially going to be a Kentucky fan for one day.
I'm going to be a Kentucky fan for one day, too.
I can feel it. Part of me, honestly, as a Gator fan, you kind of want that streak to be over, just so you kind of stop talking about it every year. You don't have to worry about it. You got to get that monkey off of your back. But Dan Mullen cannot come in year one and be the guy.
Yeah.
I mean, not when we've had
He might
Ron
get
Zook.
fired
He might get
after the
fired
game.
immediately.
Yeah, they're walking him out like you're done.
Now when you've had Ron Zook, Will Muschamp,
Ron Zook.
whoever coached before Steve Spurrier,
Tim Tebow coached for 2 years.
You can't have all those guys beat the team and then you come in year one and lose. No offense to you, Carrie. It's just something you can't do in Gainesville.
Yeah.
Well, we're certainly going to try.
No,
That's all I'm
definitely.
gonna
I
say.
would hope so.
We're going to try.
And I mean, the streak's got to come to an end. It's not like we're all going to be 100 years from now and it's going to be like, this is a 95-year-old streak.
I sure hope not. Good God.
It feels like it, but yeah, hopefully, I'm hoping we go down there and get it done. I've got faith in the guys in Stoops, so we'll see.
Eventually, you just take him off the schedule. You're like, we're just not going to play him.
We need to. Yeah, right.
Can we go in
in
the SEC West, please?
Yeah, we don't want to play these guys.
Yeah, and play Alabama every year. Pass.
Ooh.
We're gonna move him to SEC Europe.
Hey, Nick
There you go.
Saban's
I like
not,
that.
Nick Saban's not going to be around forever.
No, he won't.
Yeah, he's
And you guys have beaten Alabama within this time period, so.
Yeah, you have.
1998.
There you go.
Yeah.
I was there.
Oh,
Awesome.
all right, Carrie. Thank you so much for being on our show. You are always a fantastic guest, and you're always welcome back on. Thank you.
Hey, Carrie, I'm going to need that moonshine.
We'll hook something up.
My girl.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a good night, Carrie.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Peace.
Bye.
I really want that moonshine, man.
Man, she's good. Dude, I love having her on the show. Bringing the heat, the Burger King little snippet.
Wow.
That got me going, man.
One quick go around.
No.
Burger King. What is yours?
Dude.
Come on. Just name the place.
Hey. All right. The library.
The library. Nice.
Yeah, library.
Kyle?
You ever heard of that place called Odin's Den? It was over in Winter Park, little small hole-in-the-wall bar.
A little bar?
Yeah, in the bathroom there.
Nice.
Okay, go ahead, little man.
The swamp, where only Gators get out alive.
Really?
Yeah, so I went to a basketball game with the girl I was dating, and we went into the swamp. Like, you can go into the swamp right now and do whatever you can. We found this little room that was open. We went inside of it and did our thing.
Wow.
A whole new definition of gator tail.
Yeah! Scout team after dark.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's too early for this.
We need that, like, drop.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't have the soundboard hooked up, but if I did, I would. Oh, that was way better than what we have.
Yeah, I got you. The deep, sultry voice of Mac, the man with the golden mic.
The who?
Oh, yeah.
Give us a little something. Give us a little, like, hey, ladies.
Hey, ladies. This is Anthony Mac. Don't tell my wife.
Oh, man, our listener numbers just dropped. Look at this, Chris. Look. Like, it went in half. Anthony, don't do that, man. You're scaring all the
If his wife asks, he's at a pirate competition.
You guys suck.
That is the best. Arr. All right, Thomas from We Talk Sports Good. Is this you, sir?
Oh, absolutely.
Or is this a telemarketer? I'm just making sure that I got the right person.
Dude.
Absolutely not.
Have you heard about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?
Stop it. Don't listen to that guy. He's been drinking too many PBRs tonight.
I had two.
Too many.
Oh man, if that's all it takes for him to start talking religious, man, he's got problems.
You have no idea, man. This guy, he just. First of all, there are two tall boys. Second of all, he had a gallon of moonshine before he even got here.
Little does Anthony know, right as soon as he leaves the studio, his friends and family are going to be waiting for him with an intervention.
Did I hear the music? Hey, did you hear that Kyle sits on the toilet and falls asleep?
Does it?
Yeah, he does.
If a tree falls in the woods, does it fart?
Absolutely not.
So we're having a pretty
nonsense.
We're having a festive show tonight, Thomas. So you guys are on pretty much after we are. You come on at 9:30 tonight. So tell us a little bit about what you've got in store for us tonight. What are some of the subjects you're going to be talking about? And maybe give us a little tease on that tweet that you like to talk about each and every week.
Y'all love my tweets. I know y'all do. Especially the man with the golden mic. He can't get enough of it.
Yeah,
he loves men.
I got you. I'm gonna beat you after the show.
Oh, is that right?
I'm gonna
he's
beat
a man.
Kyle.
Come on down.
I'm gonna beat Kyle.
Come on down.
Well, you fighting me too?
Yeah.
Fight. No, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to the redhead guy over here.
He doesn't understand he's on radio, so he thinks he's looking at me and talking to me, but when he talks in the mic, everybody can hear him. So we had to
right now there's like 5,000 people thinking that Anthony wants to fight
5 million people right now. So
Hey, that's all right. That's how we feel about Red sometimes. Red, everybody wants to fight Red.
That's right.
He just got one of those faces, you know.
That's what I say about Anthony. Same thing. All right, so tell us about your show tonight.
Right. So I'm a big NFL guy, and all three of us are. But so in the spirit of the NFL season kicking off, it's going to be a straight up NFL show. We're going to be picking who's going to the playoffs and who wins the Super Bowl. Ultimately, we're going to predict our awards on who wins that, and it's just pretty much talking about any and all headlines NFL tonight. Just because it's finally here, season's finally starting tomorrow.
So we're just gonna completely ignore that Texas lost to Maryland on the show tonight.
Oh no! I played Fortnite with Red during halftime of that.
Did you say you played Fortnite?
Fortnite, man, it's the thing.
Dude, and I said, Red, what are you doing? He was like, man, I just can't do it. I
can't do it.
Can't
do it.
Can't.
So,
Not gonna make
hey,
it.
a little tease on your AFC predictions. Can I get who's going to win the AFC North? Not named Baltimore, not named Pittsburgh, and not named Cincinnati. Who do you got?
Wow.
All right, so who's going to win it? Not name any of those three?
Yes. Just say it. The Cleveland Browns. That's right. The Cleveland Browns.
I said wild card, man. Give them a wild card. Don't say they win the division straight out.
Man, I can't give them a wild card.
I give them a wild card. Cal gave them the division.
I'm giving them the division.
The one coming out of the South. Well, at least one of them.
Maybe. We'll see. I like Cleveland, though. I'm going all in. You know what? The nice thing about bold predictions is they're bold. You throw them out there. Every once in a while, you get one right. I will sound like a freaking genius when they actually win the division. I'm just saying.
But listen, anyone can say, "Oh, the Browns are going to be better this year." All you got to do is win one game, and they're better.
That's true.
And I guarantee that they will be better than they were last year.
I do. Don't guarantee that because we guaranteed it. We guaranteed it last year.
Right now, the Hefe's over there like, damn it, Kyle, you just jinxed my team.
Dude.
Another 0-16.
Dude, we guaranteed it last year, and they didn't do crap, man. Seriously.
My gosh.
Oh, they were just setting it everybody up in the world for this year. They're like, see what's going on over here in the left hand? And in the right hand, they were developing this huge powerhouse known as the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, okay.
Well, let me ask you guys something.
Oh, man, we lost Chris America.
Yeah, he's gone.
What?
I don't think you can hear him. So
is your mic on?
We lost his mic.
I'm just kidding. I can still hear him. I was joking.
What a dick.
That's funny.
I love it.
Hey, how many wins does Hugh Jackson need to keep his job this year, though?
One.
At least one.
No, they can't keep him if he goes 2-47 or whatever it is.
He's been
listen, I feel the same way about Marvin Lewis. I think he's awful.
At least Marvin Lewis wins games and doesn't go 1-31.
He wins games, but not when it counts.
No, I hear you, and that's a whole another ball of wax. But you can't. I still can't believe he's got a job at 1-31. He's got to at least win. I feel like he's got to win 8 games.
Whoa!
Because
that's
think about
it.
But you're right. But when you look at it on the grants, he's been there. This is year 3. If through year 3 you're only 5-43, that's not a good record for 3 years.
No, it's not a good record at all.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I don't think there's any argument there.
Yeah.
So how do you keep a guy that's 5-43 after 3 years?
Ain't nothing else out there, I guess.
Very delicately.
There's other people out there.
There's somebody out there.
Somebody out there who could do better than 5-43.
What's the guy from Ohio State?
Urban Meyer?
No, well, yeah, he might
Jim
be looking.
Tressel.
No, the other guy. The guy that's fired.
You talking about Zach Smith?
Yeah, Zach Smith might be looking for a job. Hey, get that guy. He said, hey, that guy's
He's a good coach.
He's a good coach. That guy's hype.
In all seriousness, I could see Harbaugh coming in hot with it.
There you go.
Ooh,
No.
hot take.
No.
Well, I do see Zach Smith sitting in the interview, and they're like, so what do you got? What are you going to do to beat other teams? He's like, well, I have some ideas.
I have plenty of experience in the department.
of beating.
You didn't have to say that part. That's
Dude,
too
that's
far.
just
You just
bad.
went too far.
That's bad.
You went too
It's
far.
soon.
Come on, Anthony. Too soon.
Hashtag too soon. Oh, bro. I'm sorry. Hey,
Hey,
I'm sorry. Hey, if I see Zach
Tom's
Smith,
backed off. He's like, I'm not.
hey,
I want to.
hey, look, check this out. If I see Zach Smith on the street, we gonna brawl, bro. You don't hit women, man. I got you, Zach.
Dominic threw you to the wolves, Thomas. I'm just
I got
saying,
him,
man.
homie.
I can't understand him. He's just talking a lot of nonsense. He's really loud and obnoxious, so I can't really hear him.
Yep, that's true.
Sounds like Anthony.
Yep,
That's usually Kyle.
No, we put you up real loud because you normally talk really low. So, hey, you did say that you're going to talk about awards. I don't want to give away all your awards, but Offensive Rookie of the Year, you got any favorites going in? Who do you think will come out of this season as that top offensive rookie weapon?
Man, I think the guy who's listed at number 5 on fantasy football drafting right now,
Saquon.
You gotta go with him. Like he's the. I don't see anyone else with a shot at this if this man performs. I mean, he was a man among boys at Penn State, so you got to give it to him.
I mean, he's got Eli back there, though.
What about
And a
this
very
guy?
trash
All he's
offensive
got to
line.
do is take the ball and run.
If that
No, he
offensive
got
line
an
can block.
Dude, he got a trash offensive line. And he got Eli. Like seriously.
I mean, the offensive line has improved. If he runs on the left side, he might be all right. If he runs behind Will Hernandez, he might go somewhere.
If I'm defending the Giants, I'm putting 11 on the left side.
Exactly, bro. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
All 11 on the left side.
I'm sorry. He's what's gonna happen is he's gonna get zeroed in on like week 6. Like they're gonna start zeroing in on him.
Well,
He's
so
not gonna go
this week he
anywhere.
has
Week 1.
Week 1 he has a good
Week
test
1.
against the Jaguars defense. What do you?
Oh,
what is your
God,
prediction?
yeah.
12
coming into
yards.
this weekend? 12. No, it's not
Yeah.
12.
Nobody runs on the Jags D, and that's a problem. But if he can break 80 yards, I think that's a win, especially on the Jags defense. I don't see him scoring nothing because they, obviously lock it down in the red zone. But if he can get him for 80 yards, which I really don't see happening, like that's a no. I don't think any other back did that against him last year.
Yeah. I'm going to give my defensive rookie of the year, and it's got to be Shaquem Griffin. I think he's going to come out. He plays with a fire that I don't think any other rookie coming in the league has right now. His whole life he's been trying to prove something. I don't see that stopping on the NFL level. 5th round pick gets started week 1. You don't see that very often. So I see him winning the defensive rookie of the year. I don't know anybody else who could contend for it.
I want him to. I gotta see it now.
Right.
I gotta see.
Obviously, I like Bradley Chubb as well. I liked him coming out of NC State. So.
Yeah, Chubb.
I think the advantage that Shaquem has is he's going to be moved around a lot. He can be kind of used as a decoy where you can kind of double team Chubb. You know where he's at on the field at all times. It's hard for a defensive end to get a lot of momentum going where when you're that kind of hybrid linebacker safety position that they're going to use, they're going to be very creative with that kind of speed that Shaquem has. He's going to make a pretty instant impact.
Yeah, he's going to be a beast.
He's going to rack up a lot of tackles, that's for sure.
I can see Ward being in that conversation as well.
I agree. So, hey, we're kind of getting down here to the wire, so we're going to go ahead and have to cut this short. But real quick, tell our listeners one more time when they can listen to you and a little bit about your show, and that way we will end it on a positive note, sir.
Yeah, so you can catch us. We talk sports good. You can catch us at 9:30. What is it? Eastern, 8:30 Central. We're gonna be talking NFL tonight. So just sit back and relax and watch me destroy Red tonight. So
I like it.
Awesome.
Sounds good, man. Hey, have a great show. We're going to listen in. We appreciate you guys each and every week coming on. Thomas, you've been great. Have a wonderful evening, sir.
All right, man. Y'all take it easy.
Thank you. All right, guys. I think we have just enough time for an Oprah Solid, unless Chris America wants to throw in anything special. He seems like he's always got like a cool scheme going on over there. When I see him on his phone, I'm always like, what's he got up his sleeve now?
He's always up to something.
Now I gave out all my tricks with my Gator video and my Mike Leach video.
Good.
Oh, man. That was it?
all out.
Huh?
Yeah.
Good. He's out. He was good.
All right, that's okay. I'm okay with that. So let's go around and do our Oprah Solids. Anthony Mack, do you want to go first? I see you
Want me to go
dancing.
first?
No,
Want me to
you
go
don't
first?
have to. You don't
No,
have
I'll
to.
go first because You know who it's going to? Colin Kaepernick and Nike.
There you go.
Hey, do your thing, man. There ain't nothing else to say. It's over.
Okay.
The argument's over.
I'll follow that up. So I saw this story. It happened a couple days ago. We had NFL Cut Day where all of the players were getting cut down. One of the guys that was on the fringe of being cut, his name was Robert Tonyan. He is a tight end for the Green Bay Packers. Anthony Mack, your favorite team. So he's sitting there. He's playing video games with a good friend of his, and it's getting to be that deadline. So the deadline's at 4 o'clock to make all the 53-player cuts, 53-man roster, and he gets this weird text. And he doesn't think much of it, but it says, hey, meet me at the coach's office with your iPad and all your equipment.
Ooh.
And he doesn't recognize the number, but he's thinking, oh, man, one of the assistant coaches just texted me. And he got himself all worked up. He's like, crap, this is not good. So he goes into the office. He sits down. He says, Coach, man, I promise you, I've been trying to do my best, but here you go. Here's my iPad. The coaches look at him and say, what the hell are you doing here? Apparently, somebody took it upon themselves. It was undisclosed who did this, but somebody tweeted or texted him and made him think that he was being cut on cutdown day.
Nice.
And he actually wasn't. He had all of his stuff packed. He was ready. He was turning his crap in to the coaches. And the coaches are like, what are you doing, man? You're not even cut. We kept you. You're on the team. You're a Packer.
That's awesome.
He said he had so many mixed emotions. He thought it was weird that they would text him and not call him. But, like, when it happens, you're just like, oh, my God.
I gotta go.
I got to go. And he was freaking out. So I don't know who my Oprah Solid goes to, but Robert Tonyan from the Green Bay Packers and whatever douchebag out there that texted him. Oprah Solid to both of you guys.
Oh, that was awesome.
Somebody is out there reading that story, being like, guys, this was me.
That was me.
That was me.
The undisclosed texter. That was me.
I gotta tell you though,
That was good.
If I was trying for an NFL roster on cut day and I get that text message, I'm like, new number, who this? This is your coach. I don't know who you are. I do not go to that office. Like, they can't cut me if I don't go to that office.
I would be like, hey, this is Juanita. You remember me from last night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah.
Whoa, whoa. Giggity, giggity.
My Oprah Solid goes to the city of Oakland. The city of Oakland has decided to sue the NFL, to sue
Get
the
those
Raiders.
bastards. Get them.
I love it. Everybody hates on Le'Veon Bell. They hate on OBJ. They hate on players for trying to get all this money.
Oakland
But
hates the NFL.
I hate the owners. I hate the NFL. You want to know why players are asking for all this money? Because the NFL got all that money first. You want to talk about treating the fans wrong? It's the NFL. It's
crazy.
the owners. You want to know why you watch tons of commercials? Why you score a touchdown commercial, kickoff commercial? It's because of the NFL. It's because the owners
Greedy
said,
jerks.
we want this much money, and they get it. And I'm tired of these owners
Get them.
dicking around cities, holding them hostage, saying, oh, if you don't build me $1 billion stadium, we'll move to the city that will. So this is the second time they've left Oakland.
Yeah.
And Oprah Solid to the city of Oakland, suing them, standing up to the big
boy.
guy, $550 million. I hope they win.
Get him, boy. Row, row, row.
Man, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
I
Yeah.
think you're really just upset because Mark Davis has that really awesome bowl cut and you're jealous.
Him and John Gruden.
They're twinning. Well, gentlemen, this has been another fantastic episode of Scout Team After Dark. To all of our listeners out there, we want to thank you for listening in.
Thank you.
You can catch us every morning also on our Scout Team Sports Show, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. and 11 a.m. Again, always hit us up on social media. We are at Scout Team Radio, and always give love to the radio station that plays us. That is 12 Ounce Sports Radio. Have a wonderful night. We are out. Peace.
Peace.
Later.
Zach Smith's wife still looks good.
Why are you still talking about that?
I'm just saying she does. Nobody even. You guys don't address it. I
Man,
address it.
I don't think she deserved what she got.
I take it head on.
That's what she said.
Yo, but that's that Packer prank, though.
That was good.
That was good.
Top notch.